From NBC News in Washington, this is Meet the Press with Tim Russert.
So you're not even considering running for president in
I have
92?
no plans. I'm running for majority leader.
All right, let's try it this way. Will you say categorically this morning that you will not run for president in 1992?
Tim, I've said many, many times.
We're listening.
I've said many, many times I'm majority leader. I'm enjoying being majority leader.
We have no doubt you're enjoying it, but will you say
I have
categorically?
no plans or intentions of doing anything else.
John Kerry, you going to run for president in 2004?
I'm running for re-election in 2002.
How about 04?
I'm not making any decisions beyond 02.
Ray Davis?
I'm focused on keeping the lights on and making our schools
But you're not
better.
ruling it out.
The only election on my horizon is re-election in 2002.
Huckabee, you're not running.
No, I think America's elected a guy from Hope, Arkansas. They've probably had their chance at that.
I am running.
Oh, God. Do you ever want to be president?
No.
Ever?
No, I really...
Never. You'll never run.
Tim, I have no intention of running for president.
But that's no intention. Either I will never run or I might run.
Your good friend of mine, James Carville, told me, Tim will ask you this 900 different ways, but the answer is the same. I do not intend to do that.
What's your decision?
After careful thought and my desire to retire our supremely selected president, I've decided to run as an independent candidate for president.
But I don't know how many ways to say no in this town. I really don't.
I will not run as president for president.
I have no intention. I don't want to run. I think people who run are great, but I don't want to run.
It's a Sherman-esque statement.
Sherman-esque statement.
You're done. You're out.
I'm done.
You going to run for president?
We'll hear it here first.
But it's fair to say you're thinking about running for president in 2008.
It's fair.
For Big Russ, his buddies back in Buffalo who helped make this country great, for the city of Buffalo, and for all the underdogs in this country and around the world, go you Buffalo Bills. Go Sabres. Bring it home. We want the cup. How about those Boston College Eagles on to the Sweet 16? Go Eagles. Go Bills. Get those skins. Sorry about those Bills, but how about those Sabres? St. Albans Bulldogs 25, the Gonzaga Eagles 20. Yesterday, God was not purple. He was wearing Bulldog blue. And hey, Buffalo Sabres, nice job. 10 in a row. Make me proud. Go Bills. Squish the fish. Hold the emails. I know dolphins are mammals, but, squish the fish. If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press, and oh yes, go Bills.
The world knew Tim Russert as the consummate newsman, a political junkie who lived for the challenge.
And now you're in Ohio, and your words are much different, Senator. The record is very clear.
Well, you don't have all the record.
But that tenacity belied a softer side, one of a devoted family man, a son, brother, husband, and father. For those who knew Tim, it was that love of family that truly defined him.
Tim was all about roots. It was not just Buffalo that was central to his life, his dad, his son who he adored, his wife who he adored, but it was in all of his dealings. I never had a conversation with Tim where he didn't talk about my children.
As the baby brother to 3 sisters, Tim developed a special bond with the only other male member of the family, his dad, Big Russ.
Hey, tell him who you met on Father's Day. Remember?
That closeness was obvious in how Tim cared for his father in recent years.
I want to thank you so much for embracing him. It means everything to me and everything to him.
Tim even wrote a book about growing up with his dad called Big Russ and Me, which became a bestseller.
Big Russ did not emote. He did not grab you and say, I love you, you're my boy. Quite the opposite. It was, pick that up, you're late, let's go. I always knew he loved me, but he never quite said it in words that would resonate in that kind of way.
Tim took a different approach with his own son, Luke.
I'm much more emotive than my dad. There's not a day that goes by that I don't say to my son that I love him.
A bond that tied 3 generations together.
I stand on my dad's shoulders and my son stands on mine, and the only way we can do that is by accepting from each other, from generation to generation, these lasting lessons of life.
It was a life Tim shared with his wife of 25 years, Maureen Orth. As a writer for Vanity Fair, Tim found his journalistic counterpart.
He was one of the most influential journalists in the country, but he was also married to one.
And just last month, the family prepared to mark a milestone.
Tim Russert in Boston, where young Luke is set to graduate from Boston College. Congratulations, Tim. I'm very proud to be his dad.
You should be.
It's only fitting that this Sunday, a day synonymous with Tim Russert, we honor fathers. the kind Tim loved and loved being.
And on this Father's Day, we thought it would be fitting to leave you with Tim. Tim at his best, Tim in his own words, expressing the love of family and fatherhood, relying on the audiobook version of Big Russ and Me.
People often say that having a child changes your life, and of course they're right. But it's hard to understand what that really means until it happens to you. When Luke was born, I suddenly understood the meaning of unconditional love. I knew exactly why my father had worked 2 full-time jobs for 30 years. When they brought me our 9-pound, 13-ounce baby and put him in my arms, I burst into tears. I'm a father, I told myself. I'm a father, and I have a son. But there was so much I didn't yet know, and couldn't possibly know. I whispered to Luke, never has a papa loved a baby so much. I had no idea how much love I was capable of feeling for another human being. As a father, I certainly made my share of mistakes. But one mistake I refused to make was to miss out on any of the important moments of my son's childhood. I've known any number of men who've put their careers ahead of everything else and have told me with genuine regret that they couldn't remember what it was like when their children were young because they weren't home very much. Although it can't possibly be true, I sometimes feel I can remember every single day of Luke Russert's life. Dear Luke, imagine, when Grandpa was just about your age, he left high school to help win World War II. When the war was over, he came home and took on another mission, raising a family and educating his kids. As you know, for most of his life, he worked 2 jobs and never complained. I have never seen him bitter or cynical about anything or anyone. To this day, Grandpa believes his glass is 2/3 full. Or as he puts it, I'm truly blessed. And so are you. Whenever you think your studies are tough, think about Grandpa. The example he set and the lessons he taught. Work, respect, discipline are as important for you as they have been for me. Luke, man, along the way you'll hit some hurdles and experience some setbacks. I will always be there for you, as Grandpa was for me. To live a good and decent and meaningful life would be the ultimate affirmation of Grandpa's lessons and values. I am so very proud to be your father. Pursue every one of your dreams. They really are reachable. As Big Russ would say, what a country. Love, Dad.